Hello. Today I wanted to talk about Vtubers and why you should care, especially as an artist. What is a Vtuber? A Vtuber is a digital avatar used by content creators as a form of original expression. They often portray themselves in the role of a character, similar to professional wrestling, voice acting, or most notably puppeteering.
Did you guys think I did a good job? Like, how was my acting?
Not bad, kid.
The term stands for virtual YouTuber. It's not really exclusive to YouTube anymore. It's progressed to other platforms such as Twitch, TikTok, VRChat, and other mediums. How does VTubing work? There are a bunch of different forms of VTubing, such as 2D, 3D, or PNG tubing. So let's start with 2D. It's the most widespread, as a lot of the major players and agencies in the VTuber industry use 2D avatars such as HoloLive, VShojo, and Niji-Sanji, and it uses programs like Live2D to rig and animate art. VTube Studio, PRPR Live, and other facials tracking software are also used to animate the model based off of specific parameters. 3D is another form of VTubing. It's probably the highest fidelity and also the most complex and difficult to create. It's used by top-level industry professionals such as CodeMiko, Project Melody, Girl DM, and it uses programs like Blender and Maya for modeling and rigging the avatar, as well as Unity or Unreal Engine for rendering. It uses programs like VC Face, Luppet, Leap Motion, or even mocap suits for face and full body tracking and animating. PNG or APNG is the most accessible for the most people, as it requires the least amount of resources to actually create. It's used a lot by startup creators who haven't yet acquired a 2D and 3D model, or in some cases just view VTubing as a hobby and aren't really willing to sink in the time or money used to create a fleshed out model. And some people are perfectly content with using a PNG or an APNG to VTube, which is perfectly understandable. It can be animated via GIFs or an OBS with Discord and Discord reactive images, where it plays an animation as soon as the user's voice is active. So why should you care? Especially as an artist. VTubers are 100% dependent on artists, whether that's from their own skill or whether that's commissioning other artists. VTubers need character artists, rigging, animators, video editors, and graphic designers, and so many other different types of artists, and that's still very bare bones just to make everything possible. It's an extremely lucrative industry as an artist. So I'm going to talk about this initially from the perspective of somebody who's getting a 2D rig. Character art for the models and just the art alone, which can be done in Photoshop or Clip Studio. The pricing for that for like an industry level rig, just the art by the way, is around 150 to 800 plus USD, which can get really, really pricey. And rigging, which is very heavily dependent on the complexity of the model, as well as how many different animations you need, that can range from 200 all the way to 1,000 plus USD, and these prices can inflate dramatically based on the popularity of the artist. Graphic design, which can range from layouts, stream assets, logos, banners, etc. These are a necessity for VTubers and content creators as a whole, not even just VTubers, like streamers, YouTubers, anything benefits from having a graphic design artist or having good graphic design. Emote artists, these are a staple for branding as a VTuber, plus they're just really adorable. They give worth to subbing or becoming a part of that Vtubers community, as you now have access to use all of these different emotes. Silverveil grew her popularity overseas because her emotes were being shared through chat boards and other social media platforms, and she drew traction just because of how clean and how adorable her emotes are. A lot of emote artists I see also commonly provide alert, notification arts, or animations as well, on top of doing emote arts. Animators, VFX artists, and motion designers. These people create stingers, scenes, debut videos, and other similar projects, which are integral to providing a clean and professional look to any stream. And they're very good at generating hype around events or announcements, especially debut videos. Video editors or clippers, people who go into streams and clip videos or clip small snippets of stream for the content creator to use on platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter. These are key to growth as a content creator, and as a video editor especially, a lot of people offer regular work on a per video basis and can work for a lot of different content creators. They are one of the biggest perpetuators of growth across a bunch of different platforms for any content creator. Most people will discover VTubers and stuff through YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. Let's move on to musicians. Musicians, especially in the VTuber community, are extremely important. Originally, VTubing was built on the idol industry, centering around Hatsune Miku or Kazuna AI. These were really big players in the growth of VTubing as a whole, since they took off in Japan and their content centered around being an idol. So as a musician, a lot of original songs and covers are very prevalent in the industry. Some creators to note are Mori Calliope, or Nyenners.
Classy. I don't have a folder full of pics of bare feet.
These people have been incredible for the growth and popularity on a global scale for the VTuber industry. And then there's other art and illustrations that are a part of the VTuber community as a whole. These can range from commissions to background art to environment art and fan art even. And these are very important to an artist to help generate traction to their page. And they're a fantastic way to put your work in front of potential clients. Plus get that sweet, sweet dopamine inducing. Before I end, just some closing thoughts and personal recommendations. VTubing is a community, and it's been a very supporting and welcoming community as a whole. There's a thousand different ways to express yourself as an artist throughout the VTuber community, and that's super cool. And it's a great way for creators and artists to connect on a very personal level. Seeing my character and seeing other people's characters come to life is an incredible feeling, and it's very fulfilling as an artist to see your work showcased in such a personal and impactful way. I know a lot of artists whose lives have changed dramatically after they became a part of the VTuber community from a very beneficial standpoint. It's infectious, you know? Anyway, some creators in this community that I personally recommend, and I'll try and give some variants to allow people who want to be part of the VTuber community in any capacity, whether that's from an artist standpoint, from somebody who just wants to casually view and watch VTubers, to people who might want to become a VTuber themselves. Some of the VTubers that I recommend, if you just want to dip your toes into the VTuber community, see what it's about. Solkaya is a very good friend of mine.
Hi.
She's a fish girl VTuber with endless energy and the most infectious laugh known to mankind. She's a variety streamer who's just a great introduction to the chaotic nature of the VTuber community. She's just so unapologetically herself. It's hard not to feel like you belong being a part of her community. So go give her a look. Cutie Dragon. She's a cat bat dragon VTuber that specializes in live 2D tutorials. So if you are looking into learning about how to make your own 2D VTuber, she is a fantastic resource.
I am the bread mom.
You can check her out over on YouTube. She makes very incredible and in-depth tutorials, both on how to create in Live 2D or VTube Studio. Go check her out. Girl DM, she's a cat girl VTuber, has incredible knowledge in the industry and how it works, as well as staying up to date with the latest in VTuber technology. She provides a lot of resources and kind of the behind the scenes looks at how to use certain VTuber programs, especially when it comes to 3D VTubing. She has incredible knowledge in the VTuber space, which is super, super cool. Just be careful though, she's got a habit of stealing faces.
Give me your face.
Last person I want to bring up is Domo Ariga Thanks. He's an industry expert, event coordinator, VTuber interviewer, and resident sock eater. He showcases a wide variety of VTubers from rising stars to the small and just starting. If you are looking at trying to find a VTuber that's right for you, he's the perfect place to go to. Or even just keeping an eye out on the VTuber industry as a whole. He stays really up to date with everything that's going on in the VTuber industry, whether it's news, debuts. He is an incredible part of the VTuber community, even if he's not a VTuber himself. So if you're looking to become a part of this community, there's no better creator to keep an eye on than Domo. If you feel so inclined, I suppose I'll throw this shameless self-plug in there. I'm Magic. I'm your white and blue kitsune VTuber with a passion for all things in the creative industry. I'm a game designer, I'm a photographer, artist, voice actor, and I'm way too into playing the 3D Sonic games. So yeah, I hope to see you around the community, and thank you so much for watching.